So we're in the last module, about to wrap things up. So I've taught you pretty much everything of how to become an influencer and start to make money as well. And at the start, you're going to have to put in a lot of work to get there. You're going to have to do a lot of the chasing, okay? So module 11, momentum, inbound deals, and GoSo power-ups as well. So when you start out, you're going to have to do a lot of the outbound deals. You're going to have to find the right people. You're going to have to send a lot of DMs, but that will start to change after a couple of months. And I'll go into exactly why. Because soon brands will start chasing you rather than you chasing brands. But what happens after a few months of doing everything that I've taught you in this course? Like if you optimize your profile, send consistent outreach, deliver great content, do regular collabs, treat this like a job for at least 3 to 6 months. This is what you're going to start noticing, and you'll start noticing the change bit by bit. And before you know it, you're going to have brands knocking at the door left, right, and center because you put in the work, okay? So you'll notice more people saving and sharing your content. So your name's going to be out there more. You're going to be in front of more businesses. So then businesses are going to start hitting you up more. More local people find you as well because you're doing local stuff, or whether it be in your city to start off with, which makes it a lot easier for yourselves, by the way, rather than just doing online. You know, it's a much bigger market. If you do local things, then you'll become kind of like the figure in the local area. Word will get round, people will start talking, and then before you know it, you're going to be getting many, many local brand deals, so you don't need to be traveling all over the place. Small brands will start DMing you first, trust me. Because once you start to do this influencer thing, you start to put your content online. There are many influencer agencies and apps out there. So companies can go in and type in what they want. And once you've got all that content, you actually appear on these other websites. When exactly what I taught you to do with GPT and find lead gen by doing it, you will actually appear on these other apps as well. So smaller brands looking for micro influencers, you're now going to be there on their platforms. And there's loads of them out there. There's like Ninja Outreach is one of the ones I remember using, for example. So they're going to find you and they're going to be contacting you as well. So you're not going to be having to send as many DMs. Then bigger brands will start to notice you as well. If you've done a lot of work for smaller brands and your content is really high level, it's very easy for then the big brands to say, okay, rather than spending $10,000 on a really big influencer, this person's got great content, great engagement, and they're doing really well. They're going to start spending less money, but they'll focus on, rather than one big influencer, they'll get like 5 to 10 micro influencers. I see this happening all the time. Then other influencers inviting you to do things as well. That's a massive one. Like if you start to get to the certain stage, then they're going to want to bring you along because they're going to want a slice of your followers as well. So then this is going to be much, much better. But you'll be surprised about how many times you're getting hit up. I did this exact thing, and all this course, I taught it to one of my directors' wives, who's now become a little bit of an influencer. And she gets hit up maybe 5 to 10 times a week. She's been doing it about 6 months. And every single weekend they go on trips. Every single week they go for multiple dinners. They're doing absolutely fantastic because they followed exactly what I told them to do. And they're under 10,000 followers. They don't have more than 10,000. They've done really well. They've gone from like 1,000 all the way up to, I think they're on about 8,000 followers now. And that's in the space of 6 months by following these exact strategies that I told you in this course. So at this stage, you can start raising your prices as well. Once you've got brands knocking at your door and you don't need to go out, you can start being picky. If you've got 10 brands coming to you, a lot of them will just ask to send free stuff, but you can start saying, hey, look, I don't do this free stuff. These are my costs. You might get a no 90% of the time, but you get one yes, and there you go. You set that standard. Once you set a standard for how much you charge, don't drop it, right? Like, have some pride behind your work. If you've really put in the effort and you put in the hours and your minimum is $500 or minimum is $1,000 for a certain shoot, then don't agree to take less money, okay? Stick to it, and eventually you'll start to get there. And you'll get in the mindset of that's my minimum deal, 1,000, and it will come. You might get 10 no's, you might get 20 no's, then you get one yes. Then you know I can charge and I can make money at $1,000 minimum, and then you stick at that. I see too many people going, well, you know, I could do with, this brand hasn't quite got that money, I'll just do it for $200. But as soon as you do that, then you go into the mindset that you're only worth $200. Stick to your prices, and trust me, eventually you will get there, and then a $1,000 every single day will be something easy for you to do. So you can increase your prices. You can start saying no more often as well, so you buy your time back. You can be much pickier about where you go. You're not wasting time traveling all over the place, okay? So yeah, that's really what you want to be getting to. You want to get to the point where you are a full-time influencer with decent prices. You can be picky in terms of what you do, and that's when you really go to the next level, and you can get very big deals. I know people doing adverts for $50,000 and stuff like that. This is what's possible, but you have to have the foundations as you're going up. So as mentioned, it can take 3 to 6 months, sometimes a year, to kind of do this. This is why I've developed as well the GoSo products. The wife of the director that I just mentioned, this is how she grew so fast, by using the GoSo products. Now, you can do it all by yourself. This is exactly what I've been teaching here, or you can accelerate it and get to the next level much, much faster. So as I said, you can 100% run everything in this course without using any services. If you're on a tight budget or you just want to hustle it out, do that. It works, okay? But the reason I built GoSo, well, these specific packages for GoSo, my thousands of creators already use this, is they want to speed up their results. They don't want to be doing so much manual work. They want their profile to look stronger, faster, so they can start making more money. They want their best posts to actually get reach that they deserve. When you first start out, don't expect to be getting really good reach. And all of this is just going to get you free meals, spa days, and getting paid much, much faster. So with the follower growth, we can target anyone in your city, region, country, worldwide, whatever you want. We can target people with similar interests, whether it be restaurants, spas. So the people that we're targeting are going to be interested in your content. And this is so powerful, because then they're going to be engaging with it. And they're going to be the ones who are going to go to the restaurants, use your coupon codes, etc. So you want to make sure that you're targeting the right people. It doesn't really make sense to grow an account. If you're doing something local and you've got loads of followers in a different country that are never going to go to them businesses, that really doesn't make sense. We solve this for you, and making sure we target people in the right niche. So this helps you establish look more established when people click your profile, build a local audience that actually cares about the places you feature. It doesn't make sense if you make in places that nobody are ever going to visit. Get more inbound DMs over time. I highly recommend the follower growth. If you haven't got it already, let me know, get in contact, and we can get you set up, and you can be growing, as I mentioned, 300 to 600 every single follower is in them parameters. Apart from the advanced customers who have got very, very good content, they're getting 500 to 1,000 followers guaranteed every single month. And even if they don't post for a couple of days, our system continues to work. So if you calculate that, even if you hit like a medium average of about 500 followers, in a year, you're going to minimum be at 6,000 followers, which is fantastic. And that's even if you're not posting, okay? And then if you're posting as well, you want to be adding the engagement services. It's great for collabs. Your most important reels really pushes them onto the explore page. If you understand, you've done my other courses, this is where you get your followers from. You get them from shares, you get them from collabs, and you get them from ranking on the explore. Adding a bit of engagement services to your post will get you on the explore page, which gets you more followers, which gets you more money. I'm not going to go through this more. I've already explained this a few times, but you can click the links, check out the website. If you're not fully understood all of this, please get in contact. We have staff to explain this in much more details, testimonials, case studies. I said I've been doing this for 8 years, and these services are absolutely fantastic. So action steps for module 11. Decide if you want to add GoSo follower growth to your account or not. If you don't, then you can just do it by yourself, but you're going to grow much, much faster and get paid much faster as well. Decide if you need engagement on your posts as well. If you're already getting fantastic engagement, I probably shouldn't be saying this from a sales point of view, but you don't really need to add that. If you are struggling with comments, then we handwrite the comments for every single post as well. It just makes you look much better rather than having kind of a dead account, because nobody really wants to work with a dead account. So track the results, more profile visits, more DMs, and more brands noticing you. So it depends on how fast you want to do this and how much your budget is and how serious you are. But if you want to do this all yourself, it's going to take longer. If you choose ourselves to help you out with it, we can make sure you are making money and you can quit your 9-to-5 and become a professional influencer. Okay, so I will see you later in the next module. I say I've just skipped on to one. We've got a 7-day sprint for the micro influencer. So bear in mind, I'll see you in the next video.